Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to add awesome special effects to your Keynote slides. But before we get started, here's something important to remember. Effects should help your message, not make it hard to read or understand. Let's check out some do's and don'ts. First of all, the do's of special effects. Use special effects to grab attention. Highlight important words or ideas on your slides. You can use them to make slides engaging. A little bit of animation can add a lot of fun. Also, you can use special effects to guide your audience, much like I'm guiding you to the bullet points as these special effects come in the order that I have them come in. And you can use special effects to stay consistent. Use 1 to 2 styles and stick with them. There's a lot of different effects in here that you can add, but you can go overboard and you can lose your audience really quick with too many different types of special effects. Always remember that. And remember, as you see these cool special effects here, it's kind of taken away from my presentation because it's taken me too long to get to my next slide of information, which leads me to the don'ts of special effects. We don't want to make text hard to read, meaning too many effects equals confusion. We don't want to take too long to play these special effects. Your audience might get bored if they have to keep clicking over and over and over just to make it through one slide of information. So don't make it too long. Also, don't let it distract from the content. Effects should help, not steal the show. Remember, your teacher is probably grading you more on the content and its correctness on your slides than the special effects. Which brings me to, don't mix in too many animations. Stick to a simple theme. Simple and minimum animations can really add a pop to your presentation that you won't get if you add multiple special effects all over the place. So, let's get to it. But before we do, always remember some key points. Add those special effects last. Put the content correctly first. And keep your content brief with bullet points. Nobody wants long copied and paste material on a slideshow. Also, remember, too many special effects take away from your presentation, and special effects should be quick and emphasize the content. So, let's focus on 3 things to do. How do we add special transitions between slides? How do we add special effects to text? And how do we arrange and edit those special effects? We're going to do all this on slide 5 here. So let's say slide 5, first of all, I want to add a transition to it. If I tap it, we see transition over here on the right of this bar that pops out. Now, once we see and tap on transition, we are now in the transition toolbar of Keynote. And you'll always know you can add special effects and transitions when you see this blue bar at the top. If you're ever wondering why can't I add transitions or special effects and you don't see the blue bar at the top, it means you're not in that, I would say in that dashboard, so to speak. So we're in the dashboard, we look at the bottom and it says add transition. I tap it, I choose one of the multiple transitions that I like. Remember, get that content on there first so you don't spend a whole class period doing things like this. Ooh, clothesline is cool. And it gives you a preview. I'm going to stick with clothesline. And now, let's say I want to add special effects to my text as well. I'm going to click done at the top though, just so you can see how it looks from the beginning. Now, we don't see the blue bar at the top, so we need to get those transitions and special effects dashboard back up. Let's say I want how do we to fly in. I want to tap on how do we, and I click animate. At the very bottom, add build in is how do we is going to come in when I tap the screen. Add build out is how it would leave. And add an action is something it would do as it just sits on your slide while we're reading through it. A quick tip, don't add all three. That's too much. Typically, you just want to do add build in. So we're going to add build in. We're going to do an anvil drop down here at the bottom. And it would drop in like so. But it kind of dropped in too slow for me. So what I want to do is I'm going to click in just a blank area of my screen. And now you see anvil build in down here. I want to edit the speed. So if I tap anvil build in again, I can see duration. And if I drag over duration, if I drag it back to the left, I can make it less time. So now it's 0.7 seconds. All right, so 0.7 seconds. Now watch how much faster this is. And it's down. All right. Now let's say you have text where it's in bullet point format. If I tap on it, I've got to select it first. And now I want to build it in. So sticking with my anvil theme, I tap anvil again. And now here we are. It all drops in at once. But I don't want it all at once. I want one at a time. So I click off of the box. And now I see anvil build in. I want to tap that while my text box is still selected. And I'll first of all want to make that a little less time because that took too long. Now delivery, I don't want it delivered all at once. I want it by bullet point. So I tap by bullet and it tells me from bullet 1 to bullet 3. So I click off of that, hit the play button in the top right corner, and we can see how this is going to look. 1, 2 taps, 3 taps, 4 taps. Now that is a very engaging transition of text. Not too much, and it didn't overwhelm the reader or the viewer. All right, so now let's say I need to rearrange the order at which my stuff comes in. Maybe I messed up and how do we came in, let's say last, when I wanted it to come in first. So if I click it and I come to the top right corner where I see these 3 lines, and let's say it messed up. It was, I'm going to move this down to the bottom. Let's say it came in last. As you see here, I needed the title to come in first. How do I change that? Come back to the top right. And if I click and hold on how do we, I can drag it back to the top and now it comes in first. You can do the same thing with any effect on there. You can drag them and move them around and have them come in whatever order you want to. So that's how you add special effects to text and how you add transitions between slides. Remember to keep it simple, keep it fun, and focus on the content. Hope you guys have fun creating.